Welcome back.
Hey y'all,
I am Drea.
are you sure?
Nope, never. But today, that's what we're going with. I'm Drea.
Oh Lord, I'm Michelle.
She's not about my shit. And this is Life 401.
Advanced Shenanigans.
Yay, yay. I remembered this time. Aren't you so proud of me?
I'm so proud of you. I mean, I'm proud of you in general,
Oh,
but
stop it.
well, I am. I'm sorry if that makes you uncomfortable. Um,
Yes, it does.
I'm I'm proud of you in general, but
But
yes, I'm glad you remembered.
yeah, I'm the number one person that forgets to be like, oh, we have to introduce ourselves. We're not just talking to people we know. And apparently, people we know aren't the only ones listening. So,
Hey y'all.
hey, y'all, what's up? We looked at our demographics today and
Yeah, yeah,
someone's listening to us.
yeah. I promise we're cuter in person.
I can't make that promise. I look like shit today.
Maybe today, but like when you make an effort, you look good.
Anywho, uh,
You could just say thank you. Shit,
thanks.
that was the worst.
It is. Anyway, it's winter, guys. How are you guys doing? You guys making it? It was, oh, big thing happened this week.
What happened this week?
Well, it was the anniversary of Pearl Harbor.
Oh, yeah, that happened.
RIP. But also, it was the deadline date so that any new cases that, like, most of the cases in most of the states dealing with the elections had to be resolved
Oh,
so that they
yeah.
could certify the results of their elections. All of the states were able to do it by that date, except Wisconsin. Wisconsin had one outstanding case that they couldn't deal with in time, but that's okay. They expect it to be finished with really soon. But it also makes it a lot harder for any new case that comes about to be like reasonably accepted. So, yeah, I think we're finally getting to a point where we can stop with the bullshit for the most part and on June 5th have Congress confirm that we have a new president here in the
On
United
June,
States.
on June 5th?
No, January 5th. I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
let's say that's a long time for us to wait. I feel like we should do it earlier. If not, you
It's
know,
January. I'm sorry. It's like the first week of January that they have to be like, guess who's officially going to be president so that he can be inaugurated. And I say he because the only candidates are male right now. Um, Yeah. So that he can be inaugurated on what, the 21st or some shit like that?
mm-hmm.
There we go.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to an inauguration?
Hell no.
Oh, I have.
I would not.
It's intense.
It's
It's long and
intense.
intense.
It's long. It's intense. That shit is in DC in January.
It's cold.
It's cold.
Last time I went to an inauguration, I was still wearing bubble jackets, y'all.
Ooh.
It was like a baby fat bubble jacket.
Ooh,
It was
shit.
white and pink. It was intense.
Ooh.
It was
Throw back.
throw back to college Denisha. Drea, I'm so bad.
You never
Anyway,
know.
you
It's
never know what you're gonna get. It's like a box of chocolates, but you know it's gonna be cold. Um, but yeah, so yeah, that's awesome. That happened this week. What else happened this week?
um I don't know, but here's something um I've been seeing. The new Attorney General of California.
Hmm.
Have you been seeing this?
You gotta give me more words than that.
I
I
so
slow.
like I know. I wish I could find it. Like he got he got like sworn in and like right after I think it's California. And right after he got sworn in, like 2 hours later, he started like tweeting all of this great shit about things that he wants to do in
You know what?
California.
Be a moderate until you get sworn in, and then just set that shit off. That's what I say. Good for him if it's great shit, and if he's going to hold himself accountable for that great shit. A
Yes.
work email.
Don't do it.
Too late. I've already opened it.
Don't do it.
Too late. It's already open.
You have a problem.
I do. I'm off today, guys, but doesn't stop me from doing my job.
You're so
I'm an anxious millennial who always thinks they're about to be fired. So they find ways to make themselves feel valued as an employee.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Self diagnosis. Boom.
We're good at that too, right?
Aren't we?
As like we'll be just I so in my other life, y'all, I am a therapist.
Yeah, Michelle helps people, y'all.
Yes, I try. I help people help themselves. But
Sure.
when really, it's not my thing. But when I tell you, district attorney, by the way,
Okay.
um, I have like the younger the clients are that come in,
Mm-hmm.
they come in and they have like I have this one client, they would come in and they have all these like here's my differential diagnosis that I've done on myself. So just so you know,
I've looked it up. I've looked
I've
at my
looked.
symptoms. I own a few DSMB.
Yeah. So like I can remember saying, "Who went to school, you or me?" Because I'm just let me know.
Well, this DSM said that this is what I have.
Yeah, except it says that the average onset is your early 30s. Although we're getting there, you're not there.
Who's getting there?
I mean, we
Because
as in
Drea's there.
I mean the
Drea is
people.
in her early 30s, as evidenced by my body's many plagues this week. But yeah, not all of your clients happen to be.
Right. So I'm just like, no, your brain's still cooking, baby. Like, no.
Enjoy
It's
it while it lasts, y'all.
right. Oh my goodness.
We
Oh, so his
discovered 30 is full of shit.
yeah.
This week.
People like, you know what? Sex in the City lied.
Sex and the City lied. All these shows lied. All these shows are like 30 is where you really start living. Yes. Do I feel like I'm honestly sort of living my best life in my 30s? A little bit.
No,
But
I'm not.
there are so many extra things that nobody told me about hitting your 30s. Like your body just starts doing the craziest shit. Like all of a sudden, you get aches and pains out of nowhere. Things that once brought you joy no longer do. That might be depression, but 30 does the same thing.
Maybe it's 30.
Maybe
Maybe
it's
it's
that.
depression.
Maybe it's depression. Like that's where we're at.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
No, it's not the same.
No, no, no.
Okay.
But like this thing about 30 being so liberating and oh, you're dirty 30s, you be living the life. I haven't experienced that.
30 is all that so far has been all the stress of my 20s with slightly more money and way more pain.
Yes. Yes. My leg is still hurting. It's been like 3 days since I worked out, and my leg is still hurting.
It's bad. It's bad. It's not good. Things
My
I
knees
thought
are
I had
sore.
figured out about my body, completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, Michelle was watching me deal with my boobs earlier. It's not great. I don't know what they're doing right now. They have a life of them their own. Like, I just gotta leave them alone at this point. They're
I
gonna
guess
do what they want
so.
to do.
Oh man, but life happens, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. But you know what made me say, you know what, 30's not that bad?
What?
I started going back. Okay, so I was watching Reels on Instagram, which
Oh
is just a
Lord.
knockoff TikTok. And somebody was playing Stop This Train by John Mayer in the background of a thing. And I was like, I used to love that song. What? Why did I not? Like, it's not a song that gets played very often.
No,
Watch
because I
out,
haven't.
Sunday Adventures. It's going to come up on the playlist, I
Okay.
guarantee you.
I was like, because I've never heard this song. You'd have to play it for me.
I will. It's such a good song, but it also is a very like nostalgic song, and it made me be like, life's not that bad right now.
Oh, it's one of those songs. You
Yeah, it
remember
was
how
like
awful it
life's
was?
yeah, made you be like, oh shit. You remember when you first heard this song and you were bawling tears, like, crying daily in the middle of your 20s? You don't remember that? All right. Like, we're in a much better space in our 30s mentally. So let's keep it moving. But then it
I'm
also made me look up like artists that I also used to love during that time, like Gabe Bondoc, which is a really independent artist, but he is bomb. Or like Tori Kelly, or like Regina Spektor, and like Ingrid Michaelson. Your girl used to be an indie acoustic hoe.
I see. I see.
Yeah,
Because I'm
Drea.
like, of all those names that you mentioned, I only know Tori Kelly. And I only know Tori Kelly because of you and because she was recently. Oh, if you watch Mass Singer, don't listen. I'm gonna ruin it. She was recently revealed to
Spoiler
be
alert.
one of the, yeah, she was one of the characters, one of the Mass Singers on Mass Singer recently.
Also, spoiler alert, I found out Jesse McCartney was one of them. And Jesse McCartney is another one of those artists.
How did you find that out? Because I don't know anything about that. You ruined it for me. I hate
I
you.
am so sorry.
Who is Jesse McCartney? It doesn't matter.
What do you mean? He's the guy who
I'm
sings
just I'm
Beautiful
just playing.
Soul.
I'm just playing. I
He's
know.
Paul McCartney's son.
Yeah, he dropped like three albums maybe, and then was like, deuces. I just wanted to show y'all that I could do this shit.
I could do it. And then ran the fuck away. It was great. He was great. He's another one of those artists back in the day. But even like Jeremy Passion, like a bunch of artists who really got their start on YouTube, and they were independent, and it was just them and a piano and a guitar just trying to make shit shake. But yeah, Tori Kelly, if you've ever seen the movie Sing, she is the voice of the elephant, the little
Yes,
girl elephant who's singing in the back.
and she can not
She
even.
got pipes.
Yes, she does.
Yeah. She
She's
can she
great.
can blow. She can blow. But that being said, you know, 30's not that bad, but it ain't great. It ain't it ain't the happy adventure Sex in the City made it out to be, I'll tell you that.
Right. Yeah.
Anyhow, now that I'm done with my complaining power hour,
Not the power hour.
that's power hour. Oh, the other thing that happened, Facebook is getting sued for having a monopoly under antitrust laws.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, because let's see, Facebook owns Instagram.
Hmm.
Um, what else do they own? They own WhatsApp.
They own WhatsApp. And like they were okay because like, they all approved, all these like governing bodies approved those sales to Facebook. Where Facebook fucked up is they started integrating Messenger and everything and forcing you to kind of have Facebook at to be able to use some of this stuff.
Mhm.
Like they own like a VR, or they own the Oculus Rift company, which is the
Mhm.
VR gaming headset. And apparently
Mhm.
they made it so that you have to sign in with your Facebook account to
Oh,
access some of it.
so many things are signing with your Facebook account. And if you look at, if your DMs on Instagram are popping like mine, you know, they're not. It's just
They're
Drea.
not. It's mainly me sending all types of shit.
It's Drea and my sister sending me shit. But it now looks a lot like Facebook Messenger.
Yes, it interacts a lot like Messenger, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. There were some really great things about Facebook Messenger that have now been integrated into Instagram DMs that are really helpful and useful. Like, I love being able to reply with a GIF,
GIF.
however you pronounce it. The correct pronunciation is GIF, but
It's not.
I
It's
co-
not.
I prefer GIF.
It's not GIF. It's GIF.
It's
It's not.
GIF.
Anyway, we're not doing that. Um,
Anywho,
th th
I love being able to reply with one of those.
because that's just your aesthetic.
Yes. But like, yeah, they got smacked down with some of those, like multiple states, multiple cases, bringing some antitrust,
Like
anti-monopoly
you
situations
you
against
know
them.
this is because Google got sued first. Like they're like,
Oh yeah, they're like, if Google's fair trade,
well
let's get
then,
Facebook.
mm-hmm.
Like, let's be real. Like when Instagram Reels came out, everybody was like, "So y'all just gonna steal TikTok's whole motif?"
And Twitter too, though.
Twitter too.
Like I've been getting notifications about such and such posted a flare. Go watch it before it's gone.
Like, what the fuck?
Like,
Like,
what is a flare? Like,
it's a TikTok. That's what it is. And Instagram killed mine. It's a whole subsection.
man, do you remember Vine?
Oh, I remember Vines when niggas was planking against on like rooftops and railings and dabbing all over the place for no reason. Absolutely, I remember Vines.
Man, rest in peace.
Or musically. Oh,
Oh
I
yeah.
I very much remember like my niece, one of my older nieces, being super into musically and sitting there like changing camera angles and like doing weird hand signs as they're lip singing to a song.
Mm-hmm.
And me just being like, what the fuck is what
What are
is
you
this?
doing?
What is this? It's just it was a
We're
lot. It
we're
was a
old as
lot.
shit.
Yeah. And that's when I knew. Honestly, when I was looking at her doing all these things, and my brain immediately was like, what the fuck dumb shit is this? Was when I knew. I was like, oh, we're cresting that hill. We're on the other side of old.
Yes, like when I watched my nieces recently, during Thanksgiving, we went to like blackout golf, mini golf.
Hmm.
I was not having a great time,
I know,
but
you called me.
yeah, I was not having a great time. But I watched them put the phone down so they could TikTok in this blackout room. And I was like, really?
This is what we doing.
This is what we're doing? You were just TikToking. You were at this, we rented an Airbnb and you were on the steps TikToking. And now you're TikToking in the kitchen. And now you're TikToking at this like mini golf place.
Is
And
TikToking a verb? I feel like it must be now.
it has to be.
I feel like that's one of the words that Webster's going to add to the dictionary as of this year. It's got to be.
Mhm. Speaking of Webster and definitions, they added they as like they updated the definition of they to include like non-gender specific pronoun.
I love that. Good on them.
Yeah, some people were mad
Why? That's
because
what it's
people,
always been, but like now we're just acknowledging it.
right, because if you say if someone left their phone and you don't know who it was, you'd be like, "Oh, someone left their phone. I hope they come back and get it."
Exactly.
You're not
Non
someone left.
specific person.
Right. You're not like someone left his or her phone. I hope he or she comes back to get it. No one
No.
talks that
But
way.
they has always been used in place of his or her.
Right.
You bitches, why you mad at grammar? Grammar didn't do anything to you. Grammar
Well,
kicks everybody's ass.
I would say grandmother been slapping some folks for a long time.
Grammar has been slapping some hoes for a while.
And let's not talk
You're not
about that.
wrong.
Right, let's not talk about the Oxford comma
The amount of misuse of the Oxford comma. Baby.
all the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Some of y'all still don't know. It's okay. You're going to try. If you would like, if you're super into grammar and super into language, there is a podcast I do suggest, and it is called Lingthusiasm because they are enthusiastic about linguistics.
That's cute. Is that the one that like does the history of words and such and whatnot?
Yes, they'll sometimes do the history of words. They'll sometimes compare like other languages and words in other languages. It's really cool. They recently did, or not recently, but like one of the episodes that always sticks up in my mind is the language of emoji and like tying it into glyphs and um, the the first kind of understandings of language and how we're kind of getting back to that and how you know if emoji can have different and emoticons have different meanings, um it might as well stand to reason that glyphs most likely also had different meanings. Anyway, definitely go check them out. I highly recommend them for sure. Anywho,
That's cool. So I'm getting ready to start a new podcast. It's called That's Messed Up.
ooh,
And it's a true crime podcast, but it's like that, but it's like about two people that are going through Law and Order SVU episodes and
a lot
talking
of those
about
are based on real life crime.
right. And so that's what they're kind of like talking about. And they're gonna be interviewing people who were actors on the show. Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
wow, yeah, you got to send me the link to this one. This is great.
will do.
Yeah. Um, in theory, I will be traveling in my car for the holiday season. Just because traveling on a plane for Thanksgiving was the limit of my anxiety. So, in
The
theory,
limit of your
it was
anxiety.
the limit. It was my anxiety was here and the limit that travel just pushed it to the brink. So I just for my own mental health won't be doing that again. Um, but I have promised to visit my family for months now. So I will be driving to visit them and I will need, things to listen to as I drive in the car so that I won't be like certain family members of mine and watch movies while driving. I'm just not there yet with my ability to not think I'm going to die. So,
Wait a minute.
yes.
You tell her that that is dangerous because I bet I know who it is.
Oh, I'm sure you can guess. And yes, I've told this person on multiple occasions that watching movies on long drives through multiple states is dangerous. It's dangerous to say the least, especially if it's at night. I'm sorry, you just don't need to watch a movie in your dashboard. That's just not.
No,
That's just
like no, even that's worse than the people who text and drive to
this
me.
is why podcasts were invented. I feel like
Yeah. Here's something you can do that won't kill you.
yes. Absolutely. Podcasts, audiobooks, all safe things to do while driving. Watching a movie.
Not it.
Not.
Not if you're the
You done
driver.
rigged it up so that it's sitting in your dashboard. You can't see your speedometer because there's a cell phone screen there. Oh yeah. They haven't done that in a while, but like
Don't do that, unnamed person in
you know what
Drea's
I'm talking about.
family. I do. I'm
And that
aware.
person, if they ever listen to this, will also know who I'm talking about. I'm not throwing shade. I've said this to their face. It's dangerous.
It is
I don't
dangerous.
want you to die,
No, we would like for you to live.
in theory.
No, in actuality. Not in theory. In actuality.
Correct. Sure.
You know what? Don't let me care more about your family member than you do,
I
because that's
do
what.
care about my family member. I care about them so much that I will be driving this holiday season.
So
I am the captain now.
look at me.
Look at me. I am the captain
I'm the captain.
now.
You know what? We're going to hell.
Oh, absolutely. Gasoline draws. I've known that for years. It's fine.
Can I not wear gasoline draws? I feel like they won't.
I feel like that would give me an infection.
Like I feel like that's worse than wearing silk panties. So you need to wear cotton undies.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like gasoline draws would be worse.
Mm-hmm. What was
Yeah.
it? I was listening to something, and some girl was like, "Well, he used chocolate sauce when he went down," and I was like, "And you don't have a yeast infection?" Like, my first thought is not, "Oh, how sexy." It's, "Bitch, go to the doctor because he gave you a yeast infection. Get some Monistat immediately."
Immediately.
Like, that has never been
It's
something
not.
that I need in my life. No,
No.
it's dangerous. You're playing with fire.
Mhm. Mhm. Yes. Yes.
I don't know how young. I had to have been like in middle school, being like, sugar plus vagina equals infection. Thanks to my parents.
Shout out to your mama.
Shout out to my mom.
Not all heroes. Look, not all heroes wear capes.
Not all heroes wear capes. Because she used to be like, Denisha, Drea, you're eating a lot of bread right now. Been eating a lot of fruit. You know, I see those chips are piling up over there. Sugar plus vagina equals infection. So don't be confused when you've got a little more discharge coming out.
Your mama. Bless her heart.
Bless her heart. Although this week also taught me that I am never too old to call my mother.
No. I think like they say like you're like you will always need your mom and you're like if you have a bad relationship with your mom, you might be like, no, fuck that bitch. No, I won't. But sometimes you do need to talk to your mama.
Or not, maybe not your mom, but like a
A
motherly.
motherly figure. Yeah.
Exactly. Like that motherly figure, or that, figure that you can turn to for questions. Because even like my roommate was like, I definitely called my grandmother over carrots on Thanksgiving because I just had some questions.
Hey, Grammy.
Grammy,
How you doing?
I got these questions. And it wasn't like a reasonable time to be calling either. It was like 6 a.m.
Oh, well, she's a Grammy. She's up.
Grammy's up. Grammy's up. But like, oh no, I called my mother this week in a panic about my body. And my mother had to immediately be like, it's natural. Bring it down.
You're,
You're at
you're
a
not
10.
dying.
You
You're
really
not
need to be at a
dying.
3.
You're not dying.
You're not dying.
You're
You're
fine.
not going to explode. You're fine.
Oh man, wouldn't that have been cool if you did explode though?
Wouldn't it be? honestly, that's something I would easily want written in my obituary.
that she exploded.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll keep it in mind.
put it on the news. Even if I didn't explode, say that like my uterus exploded or something.
Okay.
Dying wish.
All right. All right.
Dying wish at 30 when I'm not dying. You're
Right.
responsible for this now.
Perfect. Oh, let me write that in my book of
Right.
things.
Right. Please.
Let me schedule a recurring notification to remind me.
Yeah, absolutely. How's work going?
Work is going.
Okay.
Um, let's just say I'm glad it's Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this is my weekend off from therapy, so I
Oh,
won't no, so I won't be seeing any clients this weekend.
nice.
Yeah, except my boss decided that we needed to meet at 10 a.m. on Saturday.
Not
So,
nice.
yeah, so even though even though I don't have to be up for any other reason, I'll be up.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so
The
sorry to hear
one
that.
the one day that I could have maybe slept in.
I mean, our definition of sleeping in is very different because like I slept in quite long this morning. I woke up at 9.
You did not. I wanted to send you a message like, why are you up? Because you are definitely
I woke up
you
at 9. That's late.
let me tell you something. On therapy days where I don't have morning appointments, if my first appointment is at noon, I'm rolling out the bed at 11.
Oh my God.
I
That's
mean,
too late.
I have
That's too
also,
late.
to be fair, I've also gotten up, gone to the bathroom, got back in the bed, and went back to sleep.
See, that's something I can't do. I just don't have the ability anymore. Again, 30. I no longer have the ability to force myself to go back to sleep.
Oh, it takes me a while, but I'm persistent.
Mm-mm. Like I woke up at 6 and just laid there.
That sounds so depressing.
And I went through my messages. And then around like 7:30, I went back to sleep. By 9, I was like, all right, you've been fitfully trying to sleep for the last 2 hours. Get up. Get up. Like,
That is so depressing. I'm so sorry for
fine.
you.
It's fine. It's fine until it happens at like 4 o'clock in the morning or like 3 o'clock in the morning. And then I'm just up
Oh, I refuse.
and I'm pissed. That's when I'm like, fuck a duck, man. I just want to go back to bed.
Mm,
But I'm also an early sleeper in a way that you are not.
that's true. I went to bed at 2 in the morning.
Jesus Christ. No, no. I think I went to bed. I feel like it was late, but it was more like 11.
Oh my goodness.
It's more like 11. I am that human now where it's like 9:30 seems like a great time to go to bed.
And this is why when we're talking about let's go out, we're like, so we're gonna go out, like we're gonna go
3 days
out
in advance. We need to know these things.
yeah, like so we're going out. Are you sure? Like we're really going out? Okay, let's go out at 4.
Hmm. Hmm. Like, I'm going to be very honest. I don't understand how young Drea used to be like, let's go out at 10 p.m. or with no food on their stomach. In
Now that part I really don't get because I don't go anywhere without eating unless we're going to eat.
which case, I've probably eaten a snack. I'm going to be very, like, what a difference 10 years makes. Because I used to be that kid who was like, oh, yeah, the party starts at 11. We'll get there about 11:30, maybe midnight.
Let me tell you something.
Whose dumbass is doing that now? Not
If a
me.
if a party is starting at 11, I'm not coming.
No, count me out.
I'm not coming.
Well, we were thinking maybe going to dinner at 9. 9? No, thank you.
No. At 9, we are getting the checks to go
To
home,
go home.
or like we're lingering over like some dessert.
Maybe we've gotten a cocktail
Yeah,
extra. It's probably a coffee cocktail so I can stay awake.
yeah, like we're currently winding down. I don't know
Mhm.
what you're doing.
We're making our way to bed. Like that's where we're going.
Yes, that's me. I
Or
like
like
my
I used to
sleep.
go to the movies at 9. I wish a bitch would tell me we're starting a movie at 9 p.m.
Mm-mm. Or like
We're
the
not.
people the people who wait so they can be there when this place is open at midnight and stuff.
Oh, that's never been me. One, my family was never a Black Friday family.
Um,
Ever.
my my family was, but in my lifetime, I've only done one Black Friday, like in person, and then we stopped doing it. But I was a nerd. The thing that I waited for, me and my auntie would go and we would wait for the Barnes and Nobles or the Borders to open up so we
That's
could
real.
get the Harry Potter books when
That's
they
real.
first came out. That was the only thing I ever did that for.
I get it in theory. Young me used to go to like movie premieres like that sometimes when the fates would allow. However, comma,
I don't even care enough about anything anymore.
no. No. If I'm going out on Black Friday, which is a big if, realistically I'm not leaving my house. But if I'm going somewhere, it's going to be to like Bath and Body Works. It's not going to happen until like 11 a.m. Like well after whatever sale has been blown through, and I'm going to get some towels. Like that's what's going to.
Like, I just ran out to get some towels,
There was a really good sale on towels. I also happened to get a new cutting board while I was there. Boom. Like,
Yeah, because I went to Bed Bath and Beyond.
right. I'm not. We've never been those family. Like usually the day after Christmas was like, let's take down all the Christmas lights and take down the tree, and we're eating leftovers and maybe watching some movies and doing yard work. That was what our family did.
Yeah, and we never we never put the tree up on time or take it down on time. So we put our tree up yesterday. And it'll
We put
probably
our tree
be,
up real early. It was before Thanksgiving.
well, usually people do it like the day after Thanksgiving,
Yeah,
stuff
that
like
was our
that.
family. Day
Right.
after Thanksgiving was usually,
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
was usually like decorating the yard, usually going through doing some yard work, putting up
No,
Christmas
and
trees.
no.
It
And
was
right
always stay
now,
at home. It was never like, we're going to go get this TV in the morning. Like, no.
mm-mm. And we've never been the family, they always have the families, or you have the people who, well, I'm gonna go around to everyone's house. Never. We never did that.
Oh, we
Um,
we were we were the family that would go like everybody pile in the car. We're gonna go look at Christmas lights,
oh, we would do that, like drive around, look at Christmas lights, but I'm
or
saying
like
like,
we're all gonna cook cookies, make cookies, and take them around to the neighbors.
oh no, fuck the neighbors, you don't get my cookies. Um, but no, like we are late decorators right now as we speak. My family is decorating the door.
Oh, how nice!
Yeah. But it's really a bunch of BS because we're decorating the door. We've always decorated our door for
Hmm.
Christmas. But once upon a time, we were the only people in this neighborhood that did it. But this year, the leasing office put out a thing saying that they were having a door decoration contest. So now everybody got door decorated.
Oh gosh, no, we were big on decorating the door. We always like wrapped our door like a present.
Really? Yeah.
And then we usually had like a screen door, like a glass kind of screen door. So we would do like the fake snow in it. And it would be cute.
Oh, that is cute. I don't know what they're out there doing.
I will say, as an adult Drea, don't do none of this shit. Like, as my roommate was putting up the Christmas tree, I was the designated um, put a record on the record player, let an album spin. I was in charge of keeping the music going. I was keeping that music pumping and
Look at you.
drinking. That's what I was doing. That's my job. I contributed one ornament. That's really what I did. And
You're like the stereotypical dad.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Yes. The one year at my house, like when I was living alone, that I put up a Christmas tree. You want to know when I took that Christmas tree down? Yes.
February.
March, mid
Goddamn.
March. It was like St. Patrick's Day, and I was finally taking the tree down.
Oh, we're not that
It
bad.
was
We'll
only because
get.
I was shamed into it.
Oh yeah, we're not that bad. We'll get to like mid-January and be like, okay, we need to take it off.
Oh no.
We need to take this stuff down.
Adult tree, Drea doesn't want to put it up. Let's start there. So if you made me put it up, I was forced into putting it up, and then it was left to me by myself to take it down. That shit stayed
But
up
why
for.
didn't you just, was it, if it was an artificial tree,
It was.
why didn't you just put the, oh, well then you could have just like took a little bit of the ornaments off and put it in a tree bag and went on about your business.
See, at the time I was stupid and I was younger, so I did not know about tree bags
Uh-huh.
and all of these things. Had I, that's what I would have done. But no, it was like you had to wrestle it back into the box and disassemble and put the ornaments in its own special boxes. And we didn't necessarily have the plastic ornaments. We had breakable ornaments, and it was the worst. It was the last time I put it up a tree. That's true.
You're like, I'm sick of this
I was
shit.
like 24. I was like, I ain't never doing this shit again. So my
Mm-mm-mm.
roommate puts up the tree. By saying we have a tree, my roommate put up a tree, and I played music. That's what I did.
Cool. So I think next year, this time, I've been granted the ability to have a black tree. So I'm gonna do a black and white tree.
That's gonna be fun.
And I'm putting Jack Skeleton ornaments on it because I am that kid. But
Hell
it's
yeah!
gonna be a black tree.
Skeletons. I say cobwebs. I say make it spooky.
Yeah, I like it.
Spook it up. Um, but yeah, that's a lot to say. But
That is a lot. For everyone who's been here with us this long, we actually do have a plan for this
we
episode, I
do,
promise.
and we are gonna get to that plan. Right now.
Right now?
Mhm.
Right now?
Like right now. We did our homework. And
We did.
we did our homework. So, with the holidays, I know we've been talking a lot about holidays and the season. It's winter.
It
Winter.
is.
It's not officially winter, but it's close enough. You know what I'm saying? It's been really cold here where we live in the States,
Yeah.
here in the South. It's been real
Yes.
cold.
And
And
I would like it to stop.
same. I finally bought a coat after years of being like, I ain't buying nobody's goddamn coat. That's ridiculous. I finally bought a coat.
This is the first time you've had a coat as long as I've known you.
Yeah. Because I don't feel the need to have a coat. That's why I live in the South.
You need to go a little further south
Well, I
because
used to be a little further south.
I know.
The most I needed was a dense jacket. Now I need a coat. Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. So, in honor of the holidays, we thought we'd talk about the beautiful cultural phenomenon that happens every holiday season and winter, which is seasonal affective disorder.
Yeah.
Yes. Did you guys see it going that way? Hopefully,
No
you
one
did.
did. No one did.
Hopefully, I set it up correctly.
Sure. I mean, I knew where it was going.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. But yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about seasonal affective disorder. Um,
Right.
which likes to show its beautiful little head every year around this time.
Right.
Um, but if
So,
you go for it,
oh no, if you what? Tell me.
I was like, if you've never heard of it, we're going to talk to you about it a little bit today. And especially,
We
I found a
are.
couple or articles citing my sources. Um,
Look at you.
thank you. It was very well. Health has a great article about it. Um, Forbes magazine is also one of the ones I have cited. They have a really good interview with a black woman doctor.
What are these extra H's in your W words? Carry on.
You had to
Um,
call me out of it.
because you've done it 17 times.
It's just who I am. And Jesus. Of course,
Gosh.
gosh. Of course, Wikipedia and WebMD and the Cleveland Clinic. Those are my sources.
Oh,
Who are your sources?
cool. I always find it amazing, this is an aside, that we can research the same thing and our sources look different. I think it has a lot to do with who we are
Yes.
because I went to the National Alliance on Mental Health
I'm so proud of you.
or mental illness rather, and the Mayo Clinic. So like
Oh, we got
I
close, but not quite.
yeah. So so here's a little tidbit. If you are talking to your doctors and you're like, I have seasonal affective disorder or I have SAD, and they look at you like, what are you talking about?
Get away from that doctor.
Well, maybe, but also seasonal affective disorder is also now known as major depressive disorder with a seasonal pattern.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Look at these name changes. Don't like it.
I mean, yeah, because also some people experience them not just fall and winter, but some people experience these things in the opposite.
Oh,
Right. So like
that's
you
interesting.
you but it's typically characterized as like recurrent episodes of depression in late fall and winter and has a
Hmm.
lot to do with like the seasons changing, it's getting darker quicker,
Hmm.
it's
Less exposure
colder.
to sunlight.
Hmm.
It can also exist in people who live further away from the equator and
Yep.
just as a habit happen to have less exposure to sunlight and
Hmm.
shorter days. Um, but it also has a lot of social factors that lead to it because winter also tends to be a time of year where people isolate a lot. So,
Hmm.
you have these big holidays where you're used to seeing your family, and then usually January and February come along, boom,
Bam.
you're alone and it's cold and it's a shortened day. And a lot of times people can feel very isolated and very alone, and depression starts to rear its ugly head.
Yeah. Especially in so here's the thing. So like you're talking about people who live in like higher or northern latitudes.
Or even
Um
super southern latitudes, too.
yep, super
Hmm.
southern. Um Younger people are at higher risk to get this than older people.
Absolutely.
Um
Did you get that from the Mayo Clinic? I got it from the Cleveland Clinic.
no, the National Alliance of Mental Illness and my DSM-5.
'Cause she's fancy.
And no, I just have a DSM, which is the Diagnostic Statistical Manual of Disorders, by the way, people. Um,
I don't have one of those because they're expensive.
I had to have one. They made me buy it. Um, oh, and that women are more likely than men to experience it.
That is right. I also found that, which is interesting. I wonder, and actually in the Cleveland Clinic, it said that women are more likely to report it than men, not necessarily to have it.
That's fair.
Which is a fair kind of distinction. But women are also more likely to speak to psychologists and psychiatrists.
Right, right. And I was like, well, I can see that because thinking about like what masculine presenting people, the messages that they get,
Hmm.
like, so you finna go cry to your doctor because you feel sad because there's no
Oh,
sun outside.
yeah,
Like, so yeah, I can see
which
that.
is fucking rude, just to say.
It is. Like, your feelings are valid whether you are a penis holder or a vagina holder
Right.
or both, if you got both, however you feel.
If you've got one or the other, if you don't ascribe to either, whatever the case may be.
Right, right.
It is also usually self-diagnosed,
Yep.
I will say. Um, Usually people will self-diagnose and then go to a mental health professional and say, I
Hmm.
think I have seasonal affective disorder. And then they go through
Yeah,
their
and then we're
symptoms.
like, oh, really? So tell me your symptoms. Sorry, that's me. I'm
Right.
like, oh, so you have it?
Because it's
When did this
really
start?
not in a large population. According to the Cleveland Clinic, it is only in about 5% of people. And that's not a ton. But a lot of the people I know be like, I think I got S.A.D. And they might not be wrong. I'm not a mental health professional anymore, so I can't tell you.
Yeah. I mean, I could tell you what the research says, but I can also tell you that everyone is different.
Hmm.
One of the things that, speaking of research, scientists say that they've identified that our neurotransmitter serotonin may not be working well in people who experience this.
Hmm.
And for anyone who's like, what the fuck is serotonin, Michelle?
Serotonin is the happy.
It's
It's
the
the happy
happy
hormone.
hormone, but it doesn't just stabilize mood or feelings of well-being. It also enables your brain cells and nervous system to communicate with each other,
Hmm.
and it helps with like sleeping, eating, and digestion.
Yeah, it helps with a lot of the regulatory systems in your body. It also helps with being able to like the higher order processing
Yep.
sometimes,
Executive.
executive
It's
functions,
mm-hmm.
brain functions, because a lot of times people who experience SAD, um, one of the symptoms they will note is it's hard for them to concentrate or get work done,
Mm-hmm.
and they experience higher levels of fatigue. So, boom. So that's one thing that, a lot of people will find themselves who experience SAD saying, well, it's really hard for me to concentrate. It's really hard for me to stay on task without feeling as though I am failing at said task.
Right,
Um,
right. Um,
I will
oh,
say
go
I have
ahead.
self-diagnosed SAD. I do.
Yeah, me, sometimes I feel that way, but then sometimes I'm like, no, not really. So,
Mhm. I notice a distinct change in my fatigue levels, in my productivity levels,
mm-hmm,
and my isolationist tendencies during the winter months. Not so much
mm-hmm.
during fall, but especially during winter, I do notice these things. I also notice not that I have them as persistently anymore, but when my panic attacks and when my um, self-harming behaviors slash self-harming ideologies were very persistent for me. They were more persistent during the winter than they were during the summer and spring months. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, I have not had panic attack free for the last year.
Yay.
Yay! The last one I had was during winter of 2019. Well, yeah, 2019. So,
Yeah,
woo,
but
we're
like,
taking it one step at a time.
yeah, but like, so here's some of the things. Like, some of the symptoms, classic characteristics. Remember, not everyone is going to experience these the same way
Hmm.
or in the same like intensity level. That's why mental health work is so varied and diverse because I can have someone with the same diagnosis and experience it different ways. But
Exactly.
anyway, so like oversleeping,
Hmm.
daytime fatigue, so feeling really tired and stuff, even
And
though
lethargic.
it's like the middle, yep, it's the middle of the day. Overeating and weight gain, craving carbs.
Get out of my head.
I'm speaking to some people now,
I
honey.
know. Get away.
And then so some people also have decreased sexual interest, feelings of hopelessness,
Hmm.
sometimes some suicidal thoughts, um, lack of interest in usual activities, and decreased socialization. So the funny thing is, and funny like interesting, not haha laughing, but
Right.
um, so many people come in during this time because they have holiday slumps.
Mm.
And so some of these things are things that you experience during the holidays anyway,
Yes.
like overeating.
That's just something that happens
Everyone's eating
because,
the cookies. Everyone's eating,
and they're eating carbs. Like you're eating
yeah,
cookies, you're eating cakes, you're
yeah,
eating, grandma's mashed potatoes and who
mm-hmm,
knows, the cornbread and the stuffing and the dressing. And you're eating all of these things.
yeah, all of that. Right. And so like holidays are hard in general, like holiday seasons are hard. And then some people are experiencing this on top of whatever family tensions you have going on.
Right. Right. And that's another big thing that like you can't discount. There's a lot of anxiety that comes around with the holidays as well. There's
Mm-hmm.
the Forbes article I was reading was talking about the pressure that a lot of people feel to give gifts and give the right gift
Mm-hmm.
that is placed around this time. And so as a result, a lot of people will have these increased feelings of depression and apathy, especially because they feel like they cannot succeed when gift giving is involved in a lot of ways. There's a lot of anxiety around seeing your family members during this time of year. But it was interesting because the this year we have the extra little caveat that unfortunately COVID is also around,
Right.
meaning a lot of people cannot necessarily go visit their family members like they thought they would be able to do during this time. And if you are choosing to stay home,
Thank
I say
you.
thank you. Thank you for those of us who are not. Uh,
Right. But so also too, what I've been seeing, just this is like anecdotally, not
mhm.
like this is the research I'm doing because I'm not, but I've seen a lot of people have been talking about feeling depressed way earlier this year.
Yes.
And I think
Yes.
a lot of it has to do with this like the the isolation of being virtual.
You're exactly right. And Forbes' article interviews a psychiatrist actually named Dr. Jessica Clemens. And it's
Cool.
in their article that's focused on For the Culture. So Forbes, the culture. It's really cute. I think it's
Aw,
adorable. Anywho,
that is kind of cute.
if you want to look it up yourself, the article is called The Culture Psychiatrist. Um, Dr. Jessica Clemens discusses seasonal depression and gift giving pressures, um, which I find very, very interesting. But she mentioned that, a lot of the depression that people are already experiencing as an effect of being so isolated from COVID isn't necessarily the same thing as seasonal affective disorder.
Right.
But that depression may exacerbate those who already are experiencing seasonal affective
Mm-hmm.
disorder. So be very careful. There's already so much anxiety and kind of disruption occurring because of the pandemic. So if you can do things to kind of alleviate some of those symptoms that we talked about, the apathy, the changes in mood, the um, generalized lack of interest in things that used to bring you joy, right?
Right.
That may have something to do more with because we are living through a pandemic and not necessarily because we are going through the winter months.
Mhm.
The winter months. Um, but yeah, I highly recommend the article. It's really, really helpful. But she also mentioned that a lot of this comes from anxiety and not necessarily just depression.
Oh yeah.
A lot of those feelings are coming from anxiety.
Let me tell you about anxiety and depression. They are the fraternal twins that you wish you never got.
Oh God, yes.
Okay? Because usually where there's one, there's the other.
Yes. They're those lovely comorbid bullshit ass friends that love to hang out with each other. Think
They're
about like those best friends who are always attached at the fucking hip
and they're
and
toxic.
they're both toxic. They're
Yeah.
like dating each other's boyfriends. They're always fighting with each other. They low key
Mhm.
talk about each other behind their backs.
Yep.
That's them.
Yeah.
Like,
So anxiety and depression is like being on an MTV VH1 reality show, and it's bad.
absolutely.
Yeah. But there one, you're not alone if you're feeling these things.
Hmm.
Um, here are some things. These are things that I've read. These are things that I tell some of my clients. One,
Some of these might be things that Drea does to help herself.
right. So like one is get you a light box. Start you some light box therapy.
Baby, it
Like,
changes things.
yeah. And do it every day for a couple of minutes a day. And then, sometimes you can wean yourself off where you only need to do it a few times a week and then once a week and then every so often during the winter months. But yeah, get you a light box.
And they're very cheap. I will
Mhm.
tell you, you can get them on Amazon. You can get
You
a
can get it.
sun lamp or a sunlight from a lot of different places. I think I bought mine for like 20 bucks.
Mhm.
And it works like a champ. Mine has a timer, so I can just turn that shit on, set the timer, and it'll scream sunlight at me in a great way. It's
Yeah.
very helpful.
But
But
that's
also,
one.
that's
Yeah.
one.
That's one. Another one, like, so recognize your patterns. So this is
Mm,
something that is pattern. It's a seasonal thing, right? So when you know that you're starting to feel the way, you can plan. And so one of the things that you can do too is start therapy.
yes.
If therapy is your thing, start therapy at a good enough time where then you're being supported. So like this, the National Alliance of Mental Illness says start around September. I say maybe I think everyone should start therapy during August when, especially if you have kids and shit, going back
Yeah.
to school. Start in August so now it's a habit and it
Yeah.
helps you build up those skills to help
Take the
you.
kids to school, go to therapy.
Hmm.
Yeah. But also, it's one, I'm a proponent of therapy. I think therapy changes things. There's a lot of different types of therapy
Hmm.
out there. It's not necessarily all going to be the therapy where you're sitting on a couch talking to somebody. Luckily, again, something from the Forbes and the Cleveland Clinic has mentioned, due to the pandemic, therapy is so readily available to those who need access to it. Teletherapy has been working wonders this past 9 months that we've been experiencing the pandemic here in the US. Um, you don't necessarily have to go in anymore. You can sit in your house on your bed and talk to a licensed professional
Yep.
about your
N-
problems
Not
instead
me,
of your
but
mama.
you can talk to another person. Not me. But yeah. And then another thing, if you got it like this, so they talk about going somewhere that's sunny and warm for a vacation in January. If you
Hmm.
got it like that,
If you got it.
um, yeah, everyone don't have it like that, but you can save up the money to get you like a sun lamp.
Absolutely.
Or this is the perfect time. Put that shit on your Christmas list. Let somebody else buy it.
It's you got time.
You do.
You got time to make that something. There are also a lot of self-care things you can do.
Mm-hmm.
According to the Cleveland Clinic and the Mayo Clinic, physical exercise is a great thing to do. I know it is so hard to do in winter, but like for my roommate and I, she has decided we want to be thicker than a Snicker. And by we, she, and by she means you're along for this ride. And so, so we are, oh yeah, those direct words. So,
Oh my goodness. So you just let her know when she wants to do some thickness transfer. I got some extra.
oh, if I could transfer some of my thickness to the right areas, I would
Oh, no, 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 no. I don't want to transfer it to the right areas. I want to give it away.
donate. Just
I
get
would
rid.
like to donate. I don't want to move anything. I want to move it out.
I mean, I could move some things out too, but yeah. So we're doing resistance bands at home. We are both working from home, so we are seeing each other all the time, and you know, it's something very simple as like, okay, resistance band time. We're going to do arms, we're going to do legs, we're going to do butt, we're going to do, um, we're going to do curls. Something small will help you build those hormones, that serotonin, those
Mm-hmm.
endorphins to help you really be able to cope with this time. If you are not on a stay at home order and you can go to a gym, I encourage you to socially distance and go to your gym
Yeah.
with your mask.
Yeah. Um, and also,
Occasionally, not every day, please.
no, not every day. And then so like part of seasonal affective disorder or just garden variety major depressive disorder, whether it's pattern, seasonal or not, one of the things that you miss the most is that human connection.
Mm,
So now's the time, even though a lot of us are isolated, now's the time to be reaching out and making those connections.
yeah.
Get
I
on
know everybody
Zoom.
is tired of Zoom, but
Get on Zoom, Facebook Messenger, play a virtual game with some people.
get on the house party app. They got games built in.
Yeah,
Like do something with other people
yeah,
because and that was actually a conversation I was having with my roommate because we are looking to move out away from each other. And
that sounds
I,
so sad.
oh no, we are both at peace about it. And it's a good thing. We're
Okay.
still friends. But one of the things I mentioned was I don't know if this is the best time in life for me to move because winter is a hard time for me. It has always been a hard time for me. Um, and me not having a human connection and leaving probably isn't the best decision for my
Yeah,
mental health.
yeah, but don't worry. I can pack a bag. Nope, nope, nope. I got it. I'll bring my sleeping bag and my onesie pajamas, and I'll come over.
You're
I'll
not
bring,
invited.
it's too late. I've invited myself. I'll bring wine for you and whiskey for me.
I hate it. I hate I hate this plan already.
Okay, here we go. I will also bring my springform pan and I'll make cheesecake.
Hate it
Look at you.
less.
Now you're like, yeah, you're like, oh,
I
is
hate
there?
it less. Is there gonna be strawberries on this cheesecake? Is there chocolate and caramel involved?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, all of those things.
all of those things. But
And
no,
I'll
like,
I'll eat that weird food you want me to try. There we go.
oh man, so hard. But no, it was one of those things where we had to, make some decisions where it was like, oh, is this the best thing for my mental health? And maybe, maybe not. It is very helpful that I have a human connection right now.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we are very great in that we can spend time not talking to each other, we can spend time talking to each other, and we are just fine either way. During winter, I tend to go seeking her a lot more.
Just be like,
It's real quick for me to pop my head and be like, "Hello,
be like, what you doing?
what you doing?" Um, or like, when we would go to work to physical locations, it was a very communal thing of the coming in the door and pulling off our pants. No pants house. That's where we're at. Coming in the door, jeans gone, and being like, "Yay, we're done with work." And now we never wear jeans.
Oh my goodness, I put on real clothes the other
It's
day and I
normal.
was like, what is this fresh hell?
Oh, I I still have yet to put on a pair of jeans. I think I put on a one pair of jeans back in like May. I've not done it since. I just can't do
I,
it. Like,
I put on jeans during the Thanksgiving like holiday
I'm so
and
sorry.
within 20 minutes I was like, I would like to go away now.
I would like to not be wearing this.
Like this is another reason why I was not having a great time at mini golf. I was like, I want to take these pants off. I don't.
You gotta know you.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, it's really dark in here. I cannot see. I know it's
Mhm.
supposed to be like black light, but like when I tell you we went in there, and if there were not like the black lights, you wouldn't be able to see shit.
I
It
don't
was
like
just,
that.
it was so dark. It made me uncomfortable because I was like, this is where the killers hide.
That's not, they're not going to be hiding in an indoor golf park.
You don't know.
No, I think I do. I think I do.
No, you don't. Man, I've been watching Criminal Minds, so you don't know.
Okay, you're right. Never mind. I lied. But no, that we say all this to say there are ways if you have seasonal affective disorder, or if you suspect that you have major depression with a seasonal pattern. Did I get it
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes, you did.
um if you suspect those things, there are ways in which to combat it. You don't just have to deal with it. You don't have to be like young Drea and just sit in one spot for days with a blanket and hope for the best. You can actively participate in trying to make yourself feel better.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and one other thing. Um, one of that they identify could be part of it is your circadian rhythm being off,
Yeah. Hmm.
which is linked to like the decrease in sunlight hours. So trying to get regular sleep
Yes.
is, well, that's great always anyway.
Sleep is the best thing. Michelle
Sleep
knows
is
I'm
bae.
Michelle knows I don't play about my 8 hours. I need them. I want them.
No,
I
she's
will have
serious.
them. If I don't get my
She's
8 hours,
so
I am
serious.
a different person. Like we went
She
to a
is.
cabin together, and the first couple nights I was okay. That last night we were there, I was like, I'm going to sleep. That's where I'm going. I'm not doing this. I'm going to bed so I can be a regular human.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
get
mean,
get your
I like
sleep.
my sleep too.
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
play. It changes
Get
me.
your sleep.
It changes me when I
Um,
don't have the right
no,
amount of sleep.
it does.
But yeah, get
It does. Me,
eating
I'm mean all the time,
regularly.
so it doesn't matter.
Stop it. You're not.
I
But
am.
but
I am
eating
mean.
on a regular basis, on a regular schedule, because a lot of times during
I'm mean.
the
It's okay.
winter, people,
I can
you are
stick to it.
not. You are not.
I'm
That
sorry.
is
Tell these people about eating food.
sorry. But eating regularly is also very helpful to do. It will also help you regulate some of these circadian rhythms. Um, because a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times people in the winter, especially me, I'm talking to myself and maybe others, will tend to you tend to have really disordered eating, especially during the winter. I know I always get very excited about spring and summer because I am a fresh food eater. I love going and getting fresh fruits and vegetables and fresh meat. I mean, I am the bitch that like will be at the farmer's market and at a butcher shop in a moment, like happily. Um,
Yeah.
and and during the winter, you just don't have access to as many fresh fruits and vegetables. Or if you do still have that access, you don't feel like going to those places because it's cold. And and that can really change your eating patterns in a lot of ways. So trying to find ways to disrupt those changes in eating patterns are very helpful in helping regulate your circadian rhythms as well. When you eat regularly and you sleep regularly, your body is happier with you and is more likely to start producing the hormones that you probably need.
Yes.
And then again, if you need them, please talk to your doctor. And by doctor, I mean your psychiatrist, and see if you really do need,
Yeah.
some SSRIs or some type of medication to also
Yeah.
help you. Because while there are plenty of ways to do it without medication, sometimes you just might need the meds.
Yeah. And this is coming from a talk therapy counselor person where I don't prescribe anything.
Hmm.
However, if you need it, go get it.
Go get
And
it.
we can work on the other stuff too.
You can do talk therapy, you can do light therapy, and you can be on medication all at the
Yeah.
same time. There's
Yeah.
no problem with it.
You just come and tell me, look, I'm on medicine and I got this light box. Okay, great. So now we're going to include that in your therapy here.
Right.
That's it.
That's it. Honestly, seasonal depression is how I found out my mother currently cannot prescribe medical marijuana this week because someone came in and thought they had seasonal depression and they felt, they might need something to help them. And my mother was like, well, you want Zoloft? Do you need like some medication? And they were like, no, I think I want to go the natural route and stay with medical marijuana. My mom was like, well, I can't help you there. like, but of course, Drea being Drea, can you prescribe medication like that? Can you prescribe medical marijuana? like, just asking for a friend. I'm just asking
Yeah, for a friend.
for a friend. You know, talk to your doctor though. Don't just be like, I need this.
Yeah.
Consult a physician. And by physician I mean psychiatrist or whatever doctor happens to
Yes.
help you with your
Talk
mental
to
health.
your doctor and yeah, talk to your doctors and if you cannot talk to your doctors, it's time for new doctors. Just FYI.
Say it louder for the bitches in the back.
You can fire them.
You can fire your doctor. And that's any doctor. It don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
If you got a gynecologist that you don't feel comfortable being like, I be busting that pussy open and I tell them bring it back, then you don't need to talk to them. that doesn't need to be your gyno. They care about your health.
How do we always end up here?
I'm so sorry. I feel like I did it this time. I did it to us.
I think I did it a couple of episodes ago. So I guess
But
it's your
it's the
turn.
truth.
Yeah, it is.
it's the truth. If you can't talk to your doctor, you need to fire that doctor because that is the one person
Yeah,
that you should be honest with if you can't be honest with yourself.
right.
Just saying.
That's the truth.
Anywho, all right. I feel like I took it to a bad place and now I don't know where to go from there.
Not a bad. Where do we go from here? Sorry.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was gonna get with it.
No, it's not a. I know, but we don't own the rights to that music. Please don't sue us, people.
Please, please.
Um,
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, for this
So that was
podcast that we're
depressing.
sitting on. Oh my God, depression is not a laughing matter.
It is not. No, no. I deal with my depression with as
Yeah,
with laughter, but I also have very unhealthy coping mechanisms.
as long as you are aware. Um, yeah.
Sorry.
But if you feel so, if you're feeling some of these things, check it out. Do you some research. Talk to
Hmm.
your doctors.
Absolutely. Talk
Get
to
the
your
help that you
therapist.
need.
Call your therapist. Help them out.
Yeah. I mean, as a therapist, I can only help my clients if they're gonna tell me what's going on for real.
That's real.
So tell me, or not me, tell your
Tell your
therapist.
therapist. As a person who went to therapy and at one point used to lie to their therapist, it doesn't help. It really doesn't help. It helps no one. It doesn't help them. It doesn't help you. You're wasting your money.
Yeah, wasting your money, wasting time when you could be healing, getting the help that you need.
Yeah, absolutely. That being said, I think we're gonna run away now.
Yeah, maybe not run, but like that's been Drea.
Oh yeah, that's been Michelle. Boop boop be doop. And this has
Uh,
been Life 401.
uh, Advanced Shenanigans. Did we become like
I didn't
what
know.
was that?
I don't know. Don't know
What?
where it came from.
Bless your heart. All right. Bye, y'all. We will definitely be back later
We'll
another
be
day.
we'll be back another day. We'll die another day. I think that's a song or a movie
Um,
maybe.
I know it's a movie. I think it's a Bond movie.
Yes, that sounds right. That sounds completely correct. But
Sh-
yeah, with that,
Sure.
toodles.
Anyway, bye, y'all.